Well, hey there. What is the most important power to supersize your business? Do you know? Well, this might be a little bit different discussion about power today. What makes you feel powerful in your life and in your business? What makes you personally feel powerful? Is it money? Is it influence? Is it other people listening to you or respecting you? Is it having a lot of material things around you? Is it having a Maserati or a Lamborghini? What is it that makes you personally feel powerful? Because it's different for each of us. And that's part of what I've been thinking about a lot lately and the discussion I want to have a little bit about with you today. What type of power helps you to supersize your business? What's the most important power? And I'm going to contend that it is your personal power. It's the power to master yourself in any area of your life. That's the ultimate power, because any other type of power is fleeting and can be gone in an instant. Think about it. Our money, our fortunes can be gone in an instant. There can be a natural disaster. There can be a housing bubble. There can be an economic collapse. There can be a fire. There can be a bad business partner, anything. So if we are pinning our sense of power and purpose to money, we could be in big trouble. If we're pinning our power to anything outside of us, we can be in big trouble because we have no control over anything outside of us. We like to think we do. We like to think we have the personal power to control or the power to control things outside of us, but we don't. When is the last time you tried to control the weather? When is the last time you tried to control, Mother Nature in any way, shape, or form? It's not doable. When is the last time you tried to control time or anything else outside of you that is absolutely not controllable? So the only way that you can really affect anything is by dealing with your own personal power. So this thing's been in my mind and these phrases have been going through my mind over and over again. It's, I exercise my personal power, I experience my personal power, and I expand my personal power. And what does that mean? To me, it means I need to be working more on my personal power, right? But it means in supersizing my business, I need to first choose what I'm going to do. What does supersizing my business even mean? Then I have to feel what that feels like. I'm going to exercise that. I'm going to experience that. First, I'm going to decide by exercising my personal power. Then I'm going to experience my personal power and actually feel how it feels to make that choice and take action toward implementing those choices that I'm making for my business using my personal power. And I'm going to expand on that personal power. I'm going to grow and have a bigger impact. And that kind of ties in with the discussion we had about be, do, have. I'm going to exercise, experience, and expand my personal power. Ties into I'm going to be what it is. I'm going to decide what it is that I want. I'm going to do and take action toward that. And then I'm going to have the result that I want. So obviously I've been thinking along these same lines for several years. I've been digging up notes as I'm moving, and I found that I've been thinking these same things and implementing and testing these theories for a long, long time. I guess they're not theories, they're sort of universal laws. So I can't take credit for them, but I can take credit for exercising my personal power to learn about them, to experience them in my life, and then to expand by sharing with you what I'm learning. So say, for example, in my Italian food business, I wanted to get 5 new B2B, business-to-business customers in a month. Say that that is my goal, and you can apply this to anything. So the first thing I have to do is I have to decide and choose that that's my goal. So I'm going to exercise my personal power, because nobody's going to tell me what my goal is going to be except me, because that comes from within me, and I get to decide whatever I want it to be. So I'm going to decide it's going to be 5 new customers this month, B2B customers. Well, so I exercised my power. I chose what I wanted, and that's what I want to be true. I want that to be the result. So then how do I experience that? How do I make that come to life in my business as I'm supersizing and growing my business? Well, all different ways. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking action. I'm going to do things to have experiences to bring those customers to me, to impact my business in that way, and to achieve that goal of what I want to be by calling on people, researching, finding out who's most likely to need my Italian food products. And then I'm going to contact them and get them to be new customers. I'm going to try different things that some will work, some won't work, but that's exercising and experiencing and actually doing the things I need to do to grow my business. And then how do I expand on that? Well, as I'm doing things and taking action and figuring out what's working, I'm going to do more of what's working to get the results that I want. And the things that aren't working, I'm going to stop doing them. I'm not going to do them. So it's all about my personal power, because any other power can be taken away in an instant. Take a look at any influencer. Take a look at any corporate executive who has taken a political stance on something in the media and watch how their stock has plummeted overnight because people might not have agreed with them. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding what kind of power am I going to exercise and execute and expand on and experience. Well, it's always going to be our personal power, because that is really the only power we have absolute control over. And our mission in life, not only in supersizing and growing our business, is to experience our life as only we can. And we do that by using our personal power and understanding and mastering ourselves and being the best person we can be, because we need to become the leader that can lead the supersized business organization that we want to lead, to create. We have to become the person that can create that organization. And until we become that, it doesn't happen. It's not going to show up in our life. And we become that by experiencing our personal power. So you might be thinking, well, how in the heck do I do any of this stuff with personal power? How do I get more personal power? Well, guess what? You already have within you all of the personal power you will ever need to achieve any size organization, to create anything you want in your life. It already comes inside of us. We just need to find ways to tap into it and pull it out and have it show up in the results that we want in our world. My 3 favorite ways to do that are, number 1, meditating. And to me, meditating is quieting my mind, focusing on my breathing. You can do all kinds of fancy ways of meditating, but I just sit down in a quiet place and I breathe and I focus on my breathing and I quiet my mind for like 5 to 20 minutes, whatever I can find. And I just see what comes up for me, because I ask questions and the answers come to me. That's my definition of meditating. My second favorite way to tap into my personal power is to do anything in nature. I want to say spend time in nature, but just to walk in nature. But even just sitting outside works for me. That's probably actually my favorite way, because I can sit quietly outside, so I can combine nature and meditation. And the third way that I personally tap into my personal power and exercise my personal power and experience my personal power and expand my personal power is by sharing and giving to other people. By, for example, learning something new and then teaching it to someone else. Giving my time and energy to other people. Giving my material things away. Giving and sharing is my third favorite way to tap into my personal power. So how do you tap into your personal power? Share in the comments below, because I would love to know. Let me know if you think that this is spot on, or if you think I'm all wet and that personal power has nothing to do with growing and supersizing your business. And we'll have a discussion about it, because I think it's probably something that a lot of people would argue with. They could say, well, money and resources are what give me power, or influence because I have 1 million followers is what gives me power, and impacts how I supersize and grow my business more than my personal power. So let's have a discussion about it. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow with another interesting topic on how to supersize and grow the business that you have always wanted to have. Bye. Have an awesome day.